Okay, so archetype. Let's talk about the warrior. It's funny, I can see myself in these videos when I make them, and I've just got like I'm having a bad hair day. I'm making all of this month's videos on the same day, and I've changed my hairstyle every time, and it's just so funny. And I just like don't even care. I'm not going to redo the videos because of my hair, and I feel like that makes me a warrior in a way. And I think that as women who are alive still at this moment and have found our way to actually have any time at all to write, then we are sort of by default in the warrior slash hero archetype. And it's cool that on my pie that I made with putting these all together, the warrior fell here at the apex because it makes a lot of sense, right? This is the battle scene. This is the hero's moment. This is the warrior's moment. Now I'm using the word warrior to define this traditional hero archetype. So we're studying the heroine's journey in the context of all these different archetypes. But in the Jungian sense, or in a lot of the traditional archetypal structure senses, sorry, my blackbird is chatting at me. The hero is but one of the many archetypes. But there's also a lot of different ways to look at what is a hero. Is a hero always going to be a warrior? Is a hero engaged in a revolution, with the rebel and the magician, in this part of the, with the archetypes broken up into these four human needs, our need to leave a mark on the world is what brings out the hero in us. But how much of that is ego? How much of that is codependency? Is us just trying to save everybody, because like we couldn't save our daddy or something, so that's a really cool armature to have. That's a cool thing for your heroine to realize at this moment, that she, for her to confront her attachment to the hero archetype, and in some ways our challenging of that hero archetype being the default best thing that a man can be, in some ways that is the armature of the entire heroine's journey body of study, right? Just challenging, like, why do we got to be a hero? What's with this hero's? What's so great about a hero's journey anyway? What about a sage's journey? What about a creator's journey? So these are great times to ask these questions at this point in the story, and this is a great time to bring in sort of a bumbling hero archetype as well. So it's a fun time to play with this archetype. For me, one of my favorite warrior archetypes that I have seen of late, although she is a very complex character, and I wouldn't pigeonhole her into just hero warrior, but is the Lagertha character in the Vikings story series. So she's just an absolute battle queen. She's a mother, she's a queen, she's a warrior, she's a lover, she's beloved, she's smart, and she's diplomatic. And it's beautiful. And then at the end, though, one of the most powerful lines that I ever heard from this character was that she said, there's more to be found behind the shield wall. Because, this is the Viking warrior thing. They're like, shield wall! And then all the warriors put up the shield and they get behind it. And that was like this famous Viking war tactic. And Lagertha, was in there with the shield, and then she threw her sword. But as she grows older and steps into being a crone, then she discusses, what's to be found behind the shield wall. And she goes home. And so, for a lot of us where home is at the core of the armature, then that's where the hero returning home can be a beautiful thing to foreshadow, or the fantasy of returning home after a heroic journey. And then you get home and everyone's like, oh, where'd you go? So there's a lot of ways that you can play with this archetype in your story, either up front as an actual character or in the background as a metaphor. So meanwhile, definitely do your monthly word cloud lexicon so that you've got some hero language in your folders, and have fun with that.